Playoff time in San Jose yet again, and the pressure is on, to say the least. After last year's debacle, the ridiculous amount of changes that we made to this team, everything that happened in the regular season in terms of trying out certain players, the deadline, all the moves that we made, all in effort to leave no doubts that the goal for this season is not only to get past the first round, but it is to win. And it comes down to this. Our third time in terms of winning the division, our third attempt in terms of just trying to make it out of the first round. Whether or not we'll be able to do so, time will tell. This is the team that we are rolling with. The only change, Joachim Blichfeld has been called up rather than using Alex True. I, of course, had the fourth line set up as more of a grind line. I'm taking a bit more of an offensive approach by having Blichfeld with Derek Stepan and Dylan Gambrell. Again, the third line, Patrick Marleau. Of course, we kind of jumped the gun towards him coming back to the Sharks like he did in real life, but the reacquisition of Joe Pavelski, which someone wanted me to change his number, by the way, and I will in a moment. But that third line, pretty damn good. The addition of Jordan Eberle as well. You look at what Oliver Bjorkstrand has done this year. Whether or not he's here next year, I don't know. But this team, needless to say, is good enough, you'd like to hope, to find success. And then the biggest question mark, Freddie Andersen and Jordan Binnington. Andersen probably shouldn't get the start after an .898 save percentage this past year. Binnington was the better goaltender, for sure. We're rolling with Freddie. Give him a game or two, but if he's looking rocky, we turn to Binnington, and hopefully it's not too late. Again, all the moves that we made, of course, getting rid of Martin Jones, getting rid of Marc-Edouard Vlasic and Kevin Labanc, signing who we signed in free agency, mainly the two goaltenders. It's all down to this, man. We need to win. So Jordan Eberle's rocking the number 8 right now. You can roll with number, what are we thinking here for the Ebs? Number 10 for Jordan Eberle works. That's fine. That works. Joe Pavelski, come on down. It's so weird that you're wearing number 16. There you go. So all is right in the world. Joe Pavelski rocking the number 8 again. Logan Couture, though, still the captain. With all of that said, let's take a look at what we're up against. The Vegas Golden Knights. Let's see what their squad looks like at this point. And yeah, it's pretty good. Jonathan Marchessault, William Karlsson, and Mark Stone. Pacioretty, Glass, and Riley Smith. Jamie McGinn, and 85 overall Travis Zajac, and Alex Tuck. Valentin Zykov, Paul Stastny on the fourth line, and Peyton Krebs. It's pretty damn good. Jamie McGinn's probably the outlier. Defensively, Theodore and Petrie, Gustafsson, Haig, Schmidt, McNabb. That is damn good. You talk about Nick Haig developing. I always have to mention it, rebuilding Hockeytown legend. But the addition of Jeff Petrie and Eric Gustafsson to that defense really improves it. And Marc-Andre Fleury is still there at 37 years old and 86 overall. Nick Roy, Nick Waugh, not sure which one it is, Dean Kukin and Connor Sherry are the scratches. This is not going to be an easy series. And I think that's the downside, is that, yeah, we're in a tough division. There's going to be a difficult first-round matchup no matter what we do. You look at the overall ratings here. We have the edge on offense. They have the edge in defense. And then goaltending, we have the edge. But do we really? Time will tell, although you see the two players leading the way. That's got to be a weird feeling for Sens fans. It's got to be awful, actually. So, the stage is set. We know what needs to be done. We know what's at stake. Can we get out of the first goddamn round? Here we go. Game 1. Round 1. Let's do this. Let's see what this version of this Sharks roster is capable of. First period, and a 2-1 lead for the Golden Knights. Power play goal for Cody Glass, a goal for Riley Smith. Bjorkstrand gets one back. We doubled them up in shots just about, but we are still trailing. Second period, we are trailing no more. Joe Pavelski gets the goal, 23 shots to 18, and we are tied. Interesting that Bjorkstrand and Pavelski are the goal scorers. We go to the third period. It is anybody's game at this point, although the desperation might be in our favor. Power play for the Golden Knights goes to waste, and it does not matter because Nick Hague is able to get Vegas the lead once more. 6.5 minutes left. We desperately need a goal, and it's not looking too good. Timo Meier, never mind. Are we going to OT? No, we're not. Oh, man. Come on. Jonathan Marchessault with 3 seconds left. And the Golden Knights take game 1. It was too good to be true, that Timo Meier goal. Smith with a strong game. Marchessault was up there. And I can't help but think Jordan Binnington is starting game 2. This season may very well be remembered for us siding with keeping Anderson over using him to go out and get somebody even better. We did very well at the deadline, but I mean, best case scenario here is that's the last we'll see of Freddie Anderson. That really is the best case scenario because I am hoping that Jordan Binnington is able to get things going here. But that would suck if the one thing, I mean, the biggest issue we had over the past 2 years was Martin Jones. That would suck if the one thing that dragged us down, continued to drag us down, was goaltending. But we're starting Binnington in game 2. He has the opportunity to steal the starting spot because we are in desperate need of a win. I know we'd only be down 2-0, but with all the pressure on this team and just the desperation to get out of the first round, this might as well be a must-win game. We'll see how it goes. First period of game 2, and it's scoreless. We had the edge in shots, but neither team's able to get on the board. Second period. Okay. All right. Gustafsson on the power play. Stepan's able to tie it. Gustafsson on the power play again. Paul Stastny with a late goal. Less than a minute later, 3-1 Vegas. 24 shots to 21. And we're in trouble heading into the third period. The penalty kill struggling, which is a shame. You look at the likes of Marleau, Pavelski, Zach Hyman, and Derek Stepan leading the way on the PK. You'd like to think they could do a good enough job. And if we don't get a goal here quickly, this one's absolutely over. Power play chance wasted. This game's done. Jonathan Marchessault scores again. The Vegas Golden Knights walk into San Jose and take both games on the road to begin this series. Marc-Andre Fleury has been a wall. Erik Gustafsson has a phenomenal game. And we are in a whole lot of trouble. Outscored 8-4 on home ice. What the hell do we do? I'm already in panic mode here. And one goal from that top line, that's not good enough. We got to change things up a little bit, unfortunately. Something has to change. The easy change is to swap Couture and Hurdle. Although that's not exactly preferred. I can do that and just change up the player types, I think, to keep the positive ratings. I don't even know if changing anything up is really going to help. That second line hasn't been good. The third line hasn't been good. The fourth line has been inoffensive. I think what we're going to do is we are going to move Patrick Marleau down, play him at center. I think he's the best center of the bunch at the 74. Blichfeld's, and actually Gambrell's even better. So let's make that change there. And Derek Stepan will be moved up, although Joe Pavelski will continue to play center. God, man. I want to keep those +3s, although it's not looking like that's going to happen. Changing Kane and Meier, at least, you know what? Let's do that. It keeps a +3 on the third line. Having to make changes already. The Miller-Carlson pairing's been fine, but Ekholm and Burns, not so much. We're going to put Waugh with Burns, Ekholm with Merkley. I know it's not ideal to have Ekholm on the third pairing, but something's got to change. And then goaltending-wise, holy shit! All right, that's far from ideal. We're gonna go with Freddie Anderson, because otherwise it's Jared Coronar. Freddie Anderson, I am begging for you to prove that you're the one, because if we lose Game 3, I genuinely don't know what the next step is in this series. Aside from, obviously, Game 4. That's the literal next step. Game 3 in Vegas. First period and a 2-1 lead for the Knights. Riley Smith on the power play. Marchessault scores again. Timo Meier able to get us back into the game. Shots are just about even, but the edge right now in favor of the Knights. Second period, and it's still a 1-goal lead for Vegas. Bjorkstrand scores on the power play. Jamie McGinn is able to restore the lead, so we head to the third period, trailing by 1, facing a 3-0 deficit. If we lose this game, somebody has to step up. Power play for Vegas. That's killed off. We're halfway through the third. Max Pacioretty scores. And the Vegas Golden Knights have a 3-0 series lead. I can't believe this. Something is rotten in the state of California, because this team is cursed. This team is cursed. My God. We are facing elimination in Game 4. We are down 3-0 in this series, and I don't know what to do. I genuinely don't. We're going to give Binnington the chance again, but I don't know what to say. How do you respond to that? You know? How do you respond to that? I think Jeremy Waugh is going to take a seat. We're going to bring Hayden Fleury in. And we'll play him with Ryan Merkley on that third pairing. Offensively, we might as well get the +3s back. I don't know what to say, guys. This might all be completely worthless in terms of making lineup changes, because I think we're already dead in the water. Wow. That is unbelievable. Noah Gregor is going to get called up. We're going to probably call up Alex True again. And I'm thinking, in fairness, it could be Melker, but I think I'm going to go with Zach Gallant. I want to turn it over to 3 younger guys on the fourth line. Wow. Even Derek Stepan hasn't been that great. Marlowe's been abysmal. Pavelski hasn't been that great. Zach Hyman hasn't been that great. Holy hell. I think Hyman, Pavelski, and Stepan get to stay. These 3 guys are getting dropped, although I'm so tempted to stick with somebody. I mean, this is just desperation. Obviously, that's going to piss off some people from a morale standpoint. I'll deal with the consequences later. Could have just gone with healthy scratches, but whatever. We'll go best lines. And we might have to change some things up, but we will do what we can. As far as who should be the center on that line, in fairness, we could drop Stepan, and we'll do that. Let's go Gregor, Pavelski, Hyman. Stepan's the best center on that line. Yeah. We'll keep Gallant there. Just getting some different faces into the lineup out of pure desperation. I mean, we're facing elimination. This is probably all for naught, if you really think about it. I'm so tempted to scratch Brent Burns. I'm so tempted to. He has been brutal. Absolutely brutal. You know what? Why not? Why not? I mean, we're done. Anyway, we're scratching Brent Burns. Fuck him. Fuck him. Jeremy Waugh, screw it. If this ruins the morale or whatever else for certain players, what do I care? You know, it's a group of chokers. So what do I care if certain people from a morale standpoint get pissed off? Doesn't bother me. What, you want to leave the team? Cool. I don't want you here either because you're a goddamn choker. I think the best case scenario for us is that Brent Burns retires from the looks of it. Hayden Fleury will be taking a seat for Rasmus Sandin. Again, you can view this as me throwing in the towel. Perhaps you are correct, but something has to be done. Merkley's a better third pairing guy. Sandin's also for the best on the third pairing. Bouchard's a terrible fit there. Not that much better of a fit there. And Miller is a little bit better on that top line. So we'll go Miller and Carlson, Ekholm, Bouchard, Sandin, and Merkley. And then forward-wise, again, I think we'll just make that change of bumping up Noah Gregor. And we'll make that change to get the +3 on each of the top two lines. Jordan Binnington gets another opportunity. But we are pretty much dead in the water. It is Game 4 against Vegas. Let's see if there's any way this ragtag group can fight to keep this season alive. First period, 1-0. We have the lead after the first period, I believe for the very first time. Jordan Eberle with the power play goal. Second period, we're up 3-0. Alex True and Timo Meier. 20 minutes away from potentially forcing Game 5, although Mark Stone scores 35 seconds into the period to put the pressure on. We really need another goal for insurance. This lead is not safe by any stretch of the imagination. 7 minutes left. Maybe this lead is safe. Jordan Binnington saves the day, shuts the door. Evander Kane with the empty netter, and at the very least, we avoid the demeaning sweep. As Jordan Binnington steps up, we finally get a decent performance out of a goaltender in this series. And we are still alive, although Brent Burns down in the AHL managed to get hurt. Good riddance. That's the last game you ever play. I don't think I'm going to shed too many tears. Game 5 back on home ice. Excuse me, can't clear my throat. It's the disappointment and the sadness. I mean, I wanted to say I don't think I can scratch anybody after that victory. I can take Zach Hyman out of the lineup. I can sure as shit do that. All right, you had such a decent regular season. You don't want to compete in the playoffs? I can get rid of you, no problem. Jordan Wheel, Jonathan Dahlin, Dylan Sakura, Matt Nieto. Let's go for Jonathan Dahlin. Why not? Younger guy, might be able to make the most of this opportunity. We'll send down Zach Hyman. I don't care. I don't care, because if we blow it here, then yeah, we're probably just going to blow it up and get rid of a lot of members of this core and pretty much have to start fresh. So, yeah, I can't really say I'm all that concerned about the blowback or consequences of handling this the way that I am. Obviously, those stats for Dahlin aren't NHL stats. If it wasn't for Pavelski having 3 points, he would probably be taking a seat. He probably would be. He's at least going down to the 4th line. I know he's putting up points, but he's been a complete defensive liability. So let's just see if we can get that back to even. So Gregor, Stepan, Gallant, Dahlin, Pavelski, and True. And then again, defensively, we are going to take out Fleury. Let's bring Rasmus Sandin back in. He'll be with Merkley. That works. The goaltender for Game 5 is Jordan Binnington. That's fairly obvious and straightforward that that's the way we should go. Zach Hyman takes a seat. We'll see if that costs us Game 5. We are fighting for our lives, fighting to avoid embarrassment for the third straight year. First period, and that is exactly what we needed. Erik Karlsson on the power play, Logan Couture, and 23 seconds later, Jordan Eberle scores again. We're up 3-0 after 20 minutes. There's still a long way to go, but that is a tremendous start. Second period, and indeed, Vegas battles back. Stone makes it 3-1, Hertl makes it 4-1, William Karlsson sees the scoreline to where it is right now, 4-2. Heading into the third period, all the big guns are scoring in this game. Can we hold on? Will there be a Game 6 back in Vegas? Or will we fall short in the first round again? We're halfway through the third. Power play opportunity. Derek Stepan, who's on the power play, apparently scores. Mark Stone gets it back. There's 5 minutes left, but we're still up by 2. And there will be a 6th game in this series. One game at a time. We win 2 in a row to stay alive. Game 6, here we come. A 6-3 victory in Game 5. I love that Stepan, based off where he scored that goal, Sparta kicked Marc-Andre Fleury through the goal. Tomas Hertl with the empty netter. 4-point game for him. Stone had a great game for Vegas, but Jordan Eberle steps up as well. We are still alive in this series. 10 goals scored over the past 2 games. And there is a chance to maybe make something happen here. Evander Kane hasn't exactly been great, but that second line has been dynamite. Gregor has at least been inoffensive. Are those actually Jonathan Dahlen's stats in the playoffs here? They're not. He was a -1 in that first game. Pavelski needs to sit. Pavelski's out too. I know we're winning, but if someone's underperforming that much, it's just, you're gone. You're gone. So Joe Pavelski, not exactly the amazing return I was hoping for. It is going to be either Chmelevski or Chekovich who gets the call-up as a younger option. A younger guy who will get the chance to prove themselves. And we're going to go with Chekovich. We're going to give him a chance. Pavelski's out. I can't believe that's happening, but Marleau, Pavelski, get out of this lineup. If you can't produce, get the hell out of my lineup. So Stepan, again, has at least not been offensive. We do need to figure out what the hell we want to do here, because Dahlen, Chekovich, these two are a little bit more offensive. And Gregor, Gallant, a little bit more defensive. Can we go with that? Yes, we can. So Chekovich, Dahlen, and Gregor. Gallant, Stepan, True. That works for me. And again, defensively, we'll be taking out Hayden Fleury, although I do need to check the defense. But he is likely to take a seat. So Colin Miller's been fine. Erik Karlsson's been all right. He slipped up a little bit. Bouchard. How good have you been? Holy shit, he's a legitimate +5 in 2 games. That is insanity. So that's fine. And then goaltending-wise, Jordan Binnington's the guy. He's the guy. Freddie Anderson, fucking goodbye. I can't wait to get you off of this team already. So we'll go best lines down with the Barracuda. We are good to go. Game 6 in Vegas. Win, and we force Game 7 back on home ice. Lose, and we fall short yet again. A litany of lineup changes out of desperation to get back into the series. Let's see what we can do. First period of Game 6 and a 2-0 lead early on. Again, the big guns are showing up. Tomas Hertl and Timo Meier with the goals. We outshot them 12-4, and we have a 2-0 lead on the board. Again, a long way to go, but a damn good start. Second period, 3-1 Sharks. Colin Miller with the goal. Jonathan Marchessault scores to get Vegas back to within 2. Both goals scored from terrible angles. We're out shooting them 19-15 as we begin the third period. We're either 20 minutes away from victory, collapse, or overtime. Power play for Vegas, and they score after it ends. Mark Stone. Another power play, Cody Glass. We're tied at 3. 2 quick goals in under 2 minutes. 4.5 minutes left. Are we going to overtime? Power play, Ryan Merkley. Please, hold on. Please, 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 please. Yes! Ryan Merkley on the power play. There will be a Game 7 in San Jose. A 3-0 lead evaporated. But Ryan Merkley on the power play saves the day. A 4-assist game for Jordan Eberle. And we have battled back to force Game 7 on home ice against Vegas. Unbelievable. 3 games down, 3 to go. Evander Kane hasn't been great. Couture's been solid. That top line, it could be doing better. That second line is on fire right now. Chekovich, I don't know for sure. He was inoffensive, just fine. Dahlin, I don't think those are your real numbers. They're not. He hasn't been great, but he hasn't been bad. And then same for Noah Gregor. He hasn't been great, but he hasn't been terrible. True's been alright. He has 1 point in 3 games. Stepan's been okay. And Zach Gallant, I believe those are his real numbers. Indeed they are. So I'm almost tempted to make a change there, but the issue is, it's like, who the hell else do I have left to call up outside of giving guys who aren't exactly a part of this future? Like, Chmelevski's the last one, and otherwise we look at, like, Dylan Sikora, Jordan Wheel. Holy hell, dude. We're going to Game 7. We are going to Game 7. We're going to lead the team as it is against my better judgment. I'm very tempted to call up Chmelevski. We're going to stick with this. And I'm tempted to break up that second line, or that top line, but I just don't really see how that goes over well. So we're going to leave it. We're going to leave it. Bouchard and Ekholm, what a pairing. And Jordan Binnington. 3 straight wins. It comes down to this. Game 7 on home ice here in the first round. Let's do this. Oh my God. Can we complete the reverse sweep? Or are we going to fall short yet again? First period, 1-0 Vegas. Stastny scored on that early power play. They outshot us 13-9. Second period, Paul Stastny again on the power play. 2-0 Vegas. 27 shots to 13 as we begin the third period. This is it. We need somebody to step up, and step up quick. Couture gets that goal back 6 seconds later, but we're down 3-1. Power play, 5-on-3, we have to score, and we did. Bjorkstrand, we're within 1. Halfway there, 9 minutes left. Pacioretty scores. It's 4-2. 3, 2, 1. And we fail again.